Today we are doing a multi-purpose dough. This dough is so versatile, you will fall in love with it. You're gonna do pizzettas, some cinnamon roll, just play around with it and you can do lots and lots of things. I hope you like it. So let's start making the dough. For this dough, you need flour. I'm using all-purpose flour. You can use any flour you choose, but it's better to have a glutinous flour. I'm using buttermilk. I'm going to put all the ingredients below the video, so don't worry. Vegetable oil, you can go with olive oil. Yeast, just instant dry yeast, and some salt. This is the basics of this dough. If you don't have buttermilk, you can mix milk and yogurt. If you don't have milk and yogurt, you can go with yogurt. If you don't have milk and yogurt, you can go with just simple water. Anything works. Get in the kitchen and get cooking. So let's make the dough. You're going to just start with the flour and the salt, for sure, 100%. Start with the flour and the salt. So whatever liquid you're using, whether it's water, buttermilk, mix half and half, whatever you're using, make sure it's warm. It's not cold, and so it will help your dough to rise better. I'm mixing the sugar in it, the yeast, and the oil. I should have actually started this earlier on, but it doesn't matter, really. Mix them all, and you go for it. Slow. You go slow. You can increase at this minute. You can increase the speed. One more, not more. One more. Until your dough is wet. Please do not, and I repeat, do not increase the speed, because you don't want what happened to me the other day to happen to you. I literally had the full flour on my face. So once all of the liquid is in the dough and the dough is wet, and you can be sure that you won't have any dusting on your face, you can now increase the speed. Increase the speed and let it knead. You don't have to really work it out to use your muscles. Just increase the speed and let it work at least for 3 minutes. Okay, the dough is ready now. So I'm gonna now start preparing it for proofing. If you find it sticky, don't worry. Please do not worry. It needs to be sticky. Okay? You're just gonna gently fold it from all sides. Fold your dough from all sides, and then turn it, and then make a ball out of it. Yeah? Anything remaining of your oil that you used, just brush your container, whatever bowl you're using, container you're using to proof your dough, just brush it gently, and then your dough will be proofed, covered in a room temperature of up to 24 degrees for 1 hour, or in my case, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it in my garden. So, my beautiful proof dough is ready. Today I have decided to do 2 recipes from this dough. I'm gonna do a cinnamon roll and I'm gonna do some pizzettas, but you can play around with your dough according to what you want to do at that day. I don't want to add any more flour. I'm gonna cut it into half and then work with one now to do the cinnamon roll. It's gonna take time for the cinnamon roll to proof, So until we reach to that, I'm gonna just rest the other dough to make the pizzettas. So before I start rolling my dough, I'm gonna prepare my tin by applying some butter. You can go with butter, you can go with any oil you like, but for the flavor of the cinnamon roll, you need the butter, and use the best quality butter you can. So now my baking tin is smeared with butter, and it's ready to be filled with my beautiful, delicious cinnamon roll. I just want to share some the ingredients with you, and the ingredients is, I'm going to write everything under this video, so please refer to the ingredient list down. So it's you can use salted or unsalted butter. I like to mix some saltiness, like it will give me some, you know, salted caramel flavor within my dough. So I've mixed butter, cinnamon, and brown sugar. My children don't like to eat it with nuts, but I would love to put some kind of nuts. You can go with any nuts you like. Roast some walnuts, pecan, hazelnut. Do whatever you like with your filling. So my dough is ready. I love playing with my doughs, especially nowadays that we have plenty of time to spend alone at home. I am making as many dough rolls as possible, creating pizzettas, pizzas, breads, all kinds of breads, focaccia, chapatis, everything. So I'll start rolling. Wow, it's a beautiful proofed dough. You'll fall in love with it, I promise you. You know, from this dough you can do bread. What else you can do? Lots of things. Play with it. You can do multiple recipes with this dough. It's a beautiful dough, and I did it once with and posted it on IGTV. And all of my followers, I've got about 130 followers on Instagram. You can imagine how many people use this dough, and they've just played around with it, and they created beautiful recipes. Everything is up in my Instagram channel. Please visit my Instagram channel, Royal Saleh XOXO, and you'll see for yourself, you know, how many people are experimenting with this dough. It's beautiful dough. So I'm trying to make a square dough. This dough is not going to go in the bin. It will proof again, and you can do something else with it. So I'm going to keep it with the pizza dough. And I'm going to now start smearing my cinnamon. My kitchen is quite cold, so I'm not going to use this anymore. Because it's butter, it holds itself very quickly when it's a cold weather. I'm going to wear gloves and come back to you. That's it. We're going to start rolling. I really enjoy working with those. I love it. So that's my cinnamon dough ready. I'm going to remove the edges, the two edges, and then I'm going to use a floss to start cutting them. So I'm keeping them to proof, and then I'll make some pizzettas. I'm just gonna add some condensed milk. This is optional, of course. And now for the pizzettas. Oh, I love playing with my dough. Look how smooth it is. So you could choose to do a super large pizza, or you can do pizzettas. It's up to you, really. I know a lot of friends of mine, they prepare their pizzettas for their occasions. So they roll their dough and they create their pizzettas. They half bake their pizzettas, and when they have the party, they go ahead and bake it fully. It's really soothing when you're playing with your dough, when you're working with your dough. I always say play with your dough. It's really playing. It's really therapeutic. So in here I have a cutter, but you really don't need to have a cutter to create your pizzettas. Use a large rim of any glass you have and create and start cutting your pizzettas. You could do different shapes. You could play with your kids doing it. Like, you know, those cutters that come in the shape of horses, monkeys, and those shapes. And so you can make it fun with your children. So, of course, the rest of the dough, I'm gonna rest for about 10 minutes and then roll it again and then cut more pizzettas. This is the one that I rested when I did my cinnamon roll. So it's rested now. It's easier for me to roll it again for my pizzettas. So I've created enough pizzettas. So simply I'll take some of my gorgeous and delicious homemade tomato sauce. I'm gonna smear it here. You know, you could choose to do Nutella pizzettas. You can play with it. I mean, whatever you want, like Parmesan cheese, za'atar for sure, za'atar, Lebanese pizzettas. You can mix Lebanese and za'atar pizzettas. All sorts of things. The most important thing is the dough. If your dough is gorgeous, then don't worry about anything else. I'm using here shredded mozzarella cheese. This is out of the packet, okay? So you can go with this, or you can go with the mixed cheddar and mozzarella. You could go with feta, any cheese you want. My children don't like to have greens, unfortunately, so I have to hide the greens every time I want to give them greens. But yeah, so normally I would put I have a beautiful basil in my garden. I'll put the basil on top and put it in the oven, but unfortunately they don't like it, so I'm not going to use it this time. But you can play with garnishing it or adding parsley, adding any green you like. So I'm adding now some grated Parmesan on top as well. I promise you, I really promise you that you will fall in love with this dough and pizzettas. I ran out, doesn't matter, does it? Okay, so it's going to go into 200 to 250 degrees oven, in the middle oven from the bottom, and it won't take more than 10 minutes and it'll be ready. So my pizzettas are ready. Look how beautiful they look, and they're so soft and spongy. The kids just love it. And my kids and myself, we love chilies. We put chilies as much chilies as possible in our food. So that's why I'm adding some Aleppo chilies. I'm sure your kids will fall in love with these. Normally I'll put this here to cool down, but there is no time and the kids are really bugging me. They want to have lunch as soon as possible. So I'm just going to place them here and it's going to go straight direct to my kids. Pizzettas are ready. I really cannot wait to indulge. You will love them, I promise you. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my videos, please subscribe and follow my social media channels.